Hello and welcome into the channel. We have a one doubles tennis match for you today. You'll notice I have a thing here. We'll see if this makes the audio better. I had just been using the audio on the phone itself, so trying out a new thing. Let's see if this works. All right, and then so we have a one doubles match. So again, USTA one doubles is kind of an intersession league where you play one doubles spot. You can make a team of to 2 to 4 players. And you just put together one double spot and you play that, and there's opportunities for sectionals and nationals and things like that. So it's pretty cool. For this particular flight, it is myself, Manish, and Ben playing together as a team. So all people we've seen on the channel before. And for this particular matchup today, it is Ben and I playing. And it was kind of a big match. So there's only 4 teams in our flight, so we play each team twice. And coming into this match, our team was 2-0 and the other team was 2-0. So the winner of this match has a good chance of actually winning the flight based off of kind of head-to-head matchups and things like that. So really looking for a opportunity to hopefully make it to sectionals here. And that's ultimately what our goal was. You know, we want to have fun, but we also want to try to move on and advance as much as we can. So take a look at the match and I will catch you at the end. All right, hello, welcome into the match here. We can see we have Ben serving and I'm up at the net. And then we have our opponents, Paul is on the deuce side and Greg is on the ad court. So as I explained, this is our one doubles match. Again, a very important one because we're both undefeated at this point, and the head-to-head would become a very big deal if we're able to do something and go undefeated the rest of the flight. So that would be very cool if we could do that. So Paul and Greg are very strong opponents. Paul, I've played a decent amount of times in USTA, not a ton, but I have yet to ever beat him. He's just one of those players that has a particular game that I just can't figure out, especially with his partners too. It's just I've come close. I know I've actually taken a set off of him once, but today's the day I'm hoping for that kind of vindication and to get over that hump. But he's a great guy, and Greg's a really nice guy too. So just happy to play them. Together as a pair, they're, again, very strong. Ben and I don't play a ton together, but I feel like we complement each other pretty well. We both have very similar mentalities about doubles, just playing an attacking game, getting to the net, and things like that. So that's really our focus, is kind of hit the balls and get the balls in play, get to the net, and hopefully put the ball away at the net. So that's, neither of us have a very powerful serve. We're both more, let's spin the ball in and get the point started, and then we'll go from there. Ben does do more serve and volleying than I do. I typically don't do that very frequently, but he's pretty effective at doing that. So, all right, we can see we have Paul serving here. He has a very strong flat first serve, and then a very good kick second serve. At times it can kick pretty high, and on this day, I remember, you can see there, I just have problems with it. Have problems with his pace, and then the kick became difficult a little bit at times. So, all right, we're 1-all at this point, so both holding their first service game, so that's pretty standard on par for some doubles play. And we have my serve. So again, I'd say this is typically the weakest position in any doubles match that I play. My partner at the net and me serving, except for this time, Ben is very strong at the net. So it gives us a little bit more hope than some of my other partners who aren't necessarily the strongest at the net. And my serve, again, isn't going to give many people fits. Notice they're standing pretty close, which was kind of surprising. I typically don't see that very often, but on both serves, they played quite a bit close, and it worked out very well for them. They got the break there, so was kind of surprised by that, but it was very effective. And again, my serve can land a little bit deeper in the service box, but again, it's not going to be a ton of pace to where it's going to like blow them off the line. So I can see that's definitely a valid strategy for them to do. All right, let's see, more on this day. Again, the key is, as I always say, it's the dumbest thing. It's the dumbest thing to say, but just get more balls in play than your opponents do. Like, get more balls in play and get to the net and try to finish the point there. That's typically the mantra I go into any doubles match with, and that's very much what Ben and I talked about on this day. So, all right, we are doing relatively well here. We're up an ad at this point on Greg's serve, and about to get a second serve here. I felt like Greg's serve was a little bit more manageable for us on this day. Put in a high backhand return. Got a good point going here, and then Greg hits the ball in the net. So we get the break back. We get the break back there. So back on serve, 2-all, Ben serving. So yeah, that's very much how this day kind of went, and we'll see more as we continue through the match. So I will sign out here for a minute and let you watch, and I will chime in here and there.
Second.
Okay, so we're 3-all at this point in the match, and then it's my serve. So a lot of pressure on me here to match pace. So they broke me the first time out, and at this point I'm like, don't screw this up. Like, just get your serves in and let's work the point. Let's try to utilize Ben as much as possible. All right, and I put a little note here. There was a little bit of controversy about that call. I think they thought it was a very kind of tight call, but the line calling here on said it was out, and I'm pretty sure I saw it out. So try not to hook anybody in matches. I do admittedly call matches a little bit tighter. I will try to give the benefit of the doubt, but if I feel like I clearly see a thing, I will not be afraid to call it and stand by my call. So unless my partner overrides me, typically I'm very set on what I think my call is. But they were still cool about it. There was a little bit of grumbling about it, but then it was all paved over pretty quickly. And you'll get that. I know it's just fun league match, but I mean, there's some stakes to this one, and where both teams are competitive and want to do well. So you don't want to feel like you're being cheated out of a point or service game, because that ultimately helped me hold the service game. So, all right, I'm dwelling on this. Oh, Greg puts in a great shot there. I thought I was able to kind of cut off a ball, but that was just too good. And he gets the hold there. So 4-all at this point. Ben putting in a good first serve there. And that one thing that we kind of noticed a little bit on this day is I think Ben was having a little bit of struggles getting his first serves in play. Not double faulting a ton, but just not a high first serve percentage. I felt like I was okay, but still not the highest first serve percentage. And that's really key to how we serve. We have to get a lot of first serves in, just so they don't feel like they can just tee off on the serve. Because our second serves are definitely lighter and more manageable than our first serves. So it's really key for us to really build that high first serve percentage and go from there if we're going to be successful as a team. But other than that, I feel like this match is feeling very competitive, like we're all relatively on equal footing with each other, which was a good feeling because, again, as I mentioned, anytime I go into a match against Paul, I am always worried because his game is very power-oriented, and that's kind of the antithesis, besides my volleys, for what I do. And sometimes I can manage it, sometimes I can't. I think on this day it kind of went up and down. So, all right, we're up 5-4 at this point, and just need to break Paul to take this first set. So let's see if we can do it. All right, so we are at 6-all here. So first to 7 in a set tiebreak is where you go on this. So getting that first point, I always find very, very strategic and important to try to do if we possibly can. Just sets you on the right foot. And Greg puts in a good volley there, and Paul goes right back at me, and I missed the quick reflex volley. So good point by them, and they go up 1-0 at this point. So it's not the end of the world if you lose that first point, but always like to start off with the 1-0 if you possibly can. But all right, let's see how this tiebreak plays out and who takes the first set. And how brutal is that? We were up 5-4, and we lose 3 straight points to lose this set. Kudos to them. They turned it on there, those last couple points. But we had it in our grasp and just kind of missed out. So they took the first set here, so really trying to rebound and reset from that. Again, that first set was almost as close as you can make it. So there's not much more you can say on the competitiveness of the match. We are very close, very tight with each other. Feel like, again, we can go toe to toe, all 4 of us. So that's a very good feeling for me, at least at this point. And we start off with a break. So how big is that? Like I always talk about, it's always big to put scoreboard pressure on your opponent. And Paul, who is a very strong server, we were able to break. So that's really big for our confidence and big for us to just set the tone for how this second set will go. And of course, the key is to bring this now to a third set so we can hopefully do the superset tiebreak to see who wins the match. That's kind of our only path to victory at this point.
Got it? Nice play, Paul. Two.
All right, so unfortunately we give away the break there. I wasn't able to get it done on my service game, which is unfortunate. Again, that's the weakest part of our lineup is me serving. I truly believe that in any doubles match, I think my partner serving is probably the strongest because I feel very confident at the net into being able to either like attack and take points away or help manipulate where the returner returns by my movement and just what I'm doing up there. And then our return game, as long as my partner's returning well and I'm returning well, I feel like those are both stronger positions than me serving. So that's one aspect of my game I really want to try to work on. And I know I've talked about that and trying to get a private lesson figured out, but really there's not much available till summer hits, unfortunately. So we'll have to try to make do until then. Okay, so we have Ben serving at this point, so up 30-15. And then there's that serve and volley. Unfortunately, that one, of course, I mention it and he dumps one into the net. So, but again, he's typically pretty strong with that. So, really like the fact that he plays attacking tennis and focuses on doing that because it just he's a big-bodied guy and it's hard to get around him, especially if he can get a good look at a ball. He definitely has very good hands and able to kind of do almost whatever he wants with the ball when he gets to him. So that's why I really like playing doubles with him. Just again that attacking mindset and focused on hitting very good volleys and just exploiting the weaknesses of our opponent. So that's always fun for me. I'm a strategist. I'm constantly reassessing and trying to strategizing, is that even a word? Being strategic in a match. Sometimes, as the title of this channel alludes to, I kind of get overwhelmed by my anger and or my feelings, especially if I'm not playing well, to where I get distracted from really focusing on what we need to do to course correct. But outside of that, I'm usually constantly assessing and reassessing what is successful and what will put our opponents in a difficult position. And that's really what tennis is all about. Oh, that's a terrible shot. Trying to somehow curve it around Paul at the net and just hit a terrible shot that sails wide. So that one's ugly. I should edit that one out. I'm going to go back and edit that one out. No, I'm not, but I really should. Oh, Greg puts in a great lob there. Gets the hold. All right, so we have me struggle busing serving again. And unfortunately, Ben has the volley error there. And yeah, like I said, looking back at this match, my first serve percentage wasn't where I would like it to be for this particular match. I think it definitely needs to be higher. I do love that shot when I get a short ball, just hitting it very angled to the ad court backhand. As long as they're not a lefty, that's usually a very good shot. That puts people in a difficult spot.
Come on, what are you doing?
And this is, I think, maybe a parade of forehands that if I recall, I don't do well with. My forehand has been feeling better these days, but on this particular day, yeah, that's 2 forehands in a row that went into the net. Just wasn't driving them as well as I should be. All right. Attacked Paul there and got the elicited the error. So, oh, that shot. So Ben called go there, and I somehow curved that ball in. Like, I don't know how that dropped in. That was such an awkward position shot for me. But somehow that curved in, and they called it in. And, yeah, that was unexpected for me. So, get the big hold there. All right, so we're at 4-all. Let's see how this turns out here.
First serve. I could even see green from my side.
All right, and as you can see, it was a pretty competitive match out there today. Pretty pretty happy with ultimately what the results were. I mean, I don't want to lose, but I felt like we were pretty competitive. As I probably said in the commentary, Paul's a player that I've never beat in USTA. He's a really strong player, and his partner Greg is also very strong. I don't know if I've played him before. I don't remember or not. But I know I played Paul before, and I have yet to beat him in a official USTA League match or even any practice match. So one day I'll get over the hump there. But no, they were a very strong team, very difficult to deal with, especially once they changed up the formation when Greg was serving, playing Paul at the tee. That was very, very smart of them to do. So, all right, well, thank you for watching the match. Really appreciate it. Do all the fun things, like, comment, subscribe in any order that you want. Really don't care. Really appreciate the engagement as much as possible. Share the video if you can. Share it with your friends, family, and things like that, people who like tennis. Offer suggestions on what you'd like to see. I'm trying to improve things, so hopefully, again, this audio situation comes across as better. But we'll see. Who knows? All right. Well, thank you again. And remember, as always, just get out there and play tennis.